Hello, Doug Liver 2398 here, also known as Maya. Okay. um, I just want to talk about the four Oscar nominated movies that I have seen because I just got home from seeing one of them, so I just felt like now that I've seen four, which is not that many, I can talk about it. So, the first one I saw was 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave, it was really, I don't know. If you know the plot, uh, a African American man, Solomon Northup, is living in New York in like the 1840s, and he's free. But then these two men basically trick him, get him really drunk, and then enslave him and take him down south. And so then he spends 12 years enslaved, working on different plantations. And it was a really powerful movie in the way the scenes and the camera angles and the intensity of the characters. I don't really actually have many complaints about that movie, except Michael Fassbender, who was one of the plantation owners, was really, 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 really evil, and I hated him so much, but I guess that means he's a really good actor. The second movie I saw was Her. And if you don't know the plot of this movie, it's kind of in a semi-futuristic and maybe in a few years futuristic society. And technology people create an operating system that is intelligent and can actually learn and develop like a human. And this man purchases one, and he ends up developing a romantic relationship with his operating system. This movie, I kind of had many complaints. I walked into the movie and it was kind of there were too many sex references. He had weird sex chat things, and he basically had sex with his OS, and it was really it was kind of unnecessary, the amount of focus they put on that and not at anything else. But I did think that they ended up developing a real relationship, and it was pretty sad when it ended. Spoiler alert. So yeah, that's good and the bad of that one. The third one I saw, believe it or not, is Frozen. If you don't know the plot of this movie, there's two sisters living in somewhere in Scandinavia, I guess. And the older one has the power to create ice and snow and stuff like that. And it ends up endangering her younger sister, and so the older sister is kind of locked away from everybody. And the younger sister's also kind of locked away from everybody, but older sister's locked away from the younger sister. And then when the parents die, the older sister has to take the throne, but then her secret comes out that her ice powers have gotten a little out of hand and uncontrollable. So then she basically runs away. And then the sister is trying to bring her back so that she can return everything back to normal, because everything's kind of been frozen over, and it's in the middle of summer, so it's really weird. So, the bad things about this movie, I thought, the ending, it's kind of oh, look, every Disney movie has a happy ending. She almost died, and then, oh, look, she didn't, because that's every Disney movie ends that way. So it was kind of cliche ending. I didn't really think, it was good. It was pretty good for a Disney movie and for an animated movie and for a kid's movie, pretty good. But I didn't think there was anything really outstanding about it. Okay, these two sisters, and sisterly love ended up saving the younger sister, instead of it saved both of them, actually. Sisterly love ended up saving them instead of the love of the prince, because the prince was actually just a jerk who just wanted to take the throne. No, whatever. But then she still got with this guy who helped her get to her sister. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty good though. And the animation was pretty good, and I thought the storyline was pretty good. Elsa was I could relate to her, even though because I'm an older sister. I don't have a younger sister, but the younger brother, Revivar Creamer, I will put his link to his channel down in the description. The fourth movie I saw, the one I saw today, is Gravity. If you don't know the plot of this movie, basically this woman has been sent out into space on this mission, but then something goes wrong with the mission, and she has to basically try to get back to Earth, and in doing so, everybody else who's kind of with her kind of dies, and that's pretty much the plot of the movie. I thought it was kind of cool how it was all like continuous. It was like in real time, like quite literally. The movie took place in the movie over a span of like 3 hours, and that was it. Because there was like one satellite debris attack, and then they set it for 90 minutes, another one, and they set it, well, at the beginning there was one, and so then it was like 3 hours. And it's like, I thought it was cool how it was in real time. One of my complaints was that it didn't really cut to different scenes all that much. It was like, okay, we're gonna show them doing this weird thing on the outside of the rocket, and then we're gonna pan. And that's all they did. They just panned the camera, and they maybe just, here's an angle of them floating in space, and then, oh, here's the opposite angle of them floating in space, and it's kind of like, you didn't really do anything to challenge my brain. However, I did actually cry at this movie. Of all of the movies, Oscar-nominated movies that I saw, I cried at this one. There was this, I'm going to spoil it for you, there's a scene where she's in her little shuttle, one of the shuttles. She has to kind of go from shuttle to shuttle because each of them gets destroyed, and she has to try to get back to Earth. She's in one of them, and Sandra Bullock and George Clooney are in this movie, by the way. So Sandra Bullock is in the little shuttle, and then George Clooney had like floated away because he said that they, like, the rope on one of the shuttles wouldn't hold them both. And so she tries to communicate with him and finds out like he's dead, but then she assumes he's dead, and then she's in this little shuttle thing, and he actually comes back, and it's like awesome. Like, you're kind of like, oh man, I miss George Clooney. But then like 2 seconds later you find out that she was dreaming, and I cried at that. I was like, this is so sad. I also cried at the part where she was talking about she was addressing her daughter and George Clooney, because she had said earlier in the movie that her daughter had died, and so she was addressing like George Clooney, dead George Clooney, saying, you know, say hi to my daughter. And I thought that was really sad, and so I cried at that too. So, I don't know, of the 4, I wouldn't really say I have a favorite. They're all like good and bad in their own ways, and I really don't think there's anything really bad about 12 Years a Slave, like I said. One thing I did like about her was all of the colors. There was like so many different colors in that movie, and I liked all the camera angles, and I liked all the flashbacks, and I love flashbacks, and I love montages of like flashbacks, and so that was really cool, and I liked that. And in Frozen, I guess I liked it kind of because my brother liked it, and because my friend liked it, and because it was cute. It was cute. It's kind of like better than a lot of animated movies I've seen, so that was good. It had relatable characters. And in Gravity, I kind of liked it how it ended up being just one person trying to survive against all odds, and that was really cool. So, alright, those are 4 movies that I recommend, that I may or may not recommend. You can go see them. I think some of them are still in the theaters, and some of them you can maybe, they're probably still in the theaters right now. So anyway, those are 4 Oscar-nominated movies that I've seen so far. Link in the description to my brother's channel. Alright, I'll see you next time. Peace.